let's talk about the people out there that are living for their kids, their grandkids, I should say, in a lot of ways. Their grandkids, and they're counting on their adult children always being in close proximity. Their whole life is around what the adult kids are going to do. Well, I'm never going to move away from my kids. I've got to be near my grandkids. Oh, you mean the ones of your son who hasn't even found someone he wants to marry yet, or nobody's pregnant? That's what you're basing your whole life on? Listen, if your family and tight family, I'm all about that, right? I really am. Even though I'm single, I would love to be or have grown up in like the Father Knows Best household or Brady Bunch or something, but occasionally I've got to come back to reality. And what I'm talking to you about is kind of a warning or a heads up in a way, because I've seen this a lot with people in their second half of life. They are putting so much pressure and stock in their adult kids, sticking around them and being engaged in the lives of their adult children like fully forever, and that these adult kids are going to have grandkids and that's going to be so great and I can't wait for this and that. Whoa, that's a hell of a lot of pressure to be putting on other human beings, okay? Because let's talk about the reality. What happens when those kids, all right, who are now adults, they maybe meet a partner, somebody that's going to be their spouse or whatever, their person, and then either themselves or their new fiance, they get the great job offer halfway across the country. They're out of here. And now they've got to carry the burden of you being sad and depressed, and what are you going to do? And your whole life just went up in smoke. Is it really a good idea for you and for your adult kids to be banking your whole second half, emotionally, what you're going to do, everything, to be putting that on other people that are only in the first half of their life? They're just trying to figure it out and make their way. Listen, no doubt you were good parents. You raised the eagles to get out of the nest and fly. Why are you trying to clip their wings and put those little, I think they're called jessops, on their legs and keep hold of them? What are you doing? What happens when maybe, your kids are happily in a relationship or whatever? It's baby time. They're thinking about having a baby. And I've known a lot of people, I don't wish this on anybody, but fertility things happen. Maybe they're going through their own kind of hell trying to conceive, and then they've got you all the time with the grandkids and this and that. And maybe that fertility journey becomes a little bit too much, and they decide, you know what? I'm going to take a different path. Maybe I'm not going to have the grandkids. I'm going to do something else. Maybe they decide that because of fertility, or just because, people don't have to have kids, It's not 1950. I think they know how to do it, but no. What's wrong with my head? This is serious. I see it. I see it with a lot of people, a lot of sad people in the second half. And on top of that, now they're making the young ones that are in the first half upset and sad, because that's a hell of a lot of pressure and burden to put on somebody else, that your happiness and well-being, all your hopes and dreams are placed on this other person. What are you doing to your kids? I'm not bad-mouthing this. I love those values and the idea, and if that's part of your culture and everything, I respect it, but the truth is, and I'm out here sometimes having the tough talks that nobody else wants to. I'm single and I have no kids. I don't have a fight in this game, or dog in the fight, or whatever the expression is, but I see it. I see it a lot in the second half. Y'all know I live in the retirement community and everything. I know a lot of people getting older. And I see this happening, and it breaks my heart. And I also do talk with a lot of young people. I'm still out there in the working world and everything. I talk with a lot of people still. And I see some of them feeling the pressure from the parents that are, wanting the grandkids and, what, you can't leave, I want to be near you. Who's going to be? I'm just saying, maybe check yourself if you find that maybe you have been this way. And I have family members that are like this too. And I don't think it's benefiting anybody, not the people in the second half or the ones in the first half. Just putting it out there, having a difficult conversation, I suppose. Maybe this isn't going to be popular, but it's a reality. And I hope that this can find its way to whoever might need to see it. And that if it helps a couple people out there, maybe if there's young people that need to take this and show it to their parents, and it'll open up a dialogue about what's going on and how you're feeling. It's a tough thing for both people when this happens in life. So I'm just saying, maybe check ourselves, plan differently. My message to everybody. I don't care if you're in relationships, married, whatever. Be as independent and self-sufficient as you can, all right? So that you're prepared for it if it happens or when you need to be, that does everybody good. Even if you're in a loving long-term relationship, and I hope you are, right? Yeah, that's going to be better for the relationship. You may find yourself having to be way more independent when your spouse is sick, or God forbid they're no longer around, or they're traveling, or who knows, or your kids move. Being able to be self-sufficient is always good. It's a strength. And every one of you out there is way stronger than you realize. Sometimes we don't learn it till we're tested. All right, be mindful of these things. I wish you all well. Excellent family relationships. Have the conversations if you need to. If you're putting a lot of pressure on somebody out there, maybe rethink it. Take care, guys. Love you.